We are discussing Fitchburg now. Thank you for watching in the Workers Credit Union studios here at FATV. I'm your host, Sam Squalia. And if you can't tell, we're doing a little bit of a different show today. We are promoting musical acts. We're talking with Breakfast for the Bands, the yearly Fitchburg Rotary and Rotary Club of Fitchburg and the Leominster Rotary Club annual event that benefits Fitchburg High and Leominster High bands. And we are talking with Merrick Henry, recording artist, about his new song Metamorphosis and his Halloween concert live on YouTube. And Merrick Henry we have in the studio. Merrick. Hi, Merrick.
Hi, everyone.
Nice to see you.
Nice
Thanks
to
for
see you,
coming
Sam.
on.
Yeah.
So, Merrick Henry is actually going to perform for us.
That is correct.
Right?
Yep.
Live in the studio?
Yeah.
You want to do that? You want to do that right now?
You know what? I think I got some time. Let's make it happen.
All right. You want to watch Merrick Henry? Let's do it. Okay. I'm just going to disappear and we'll see Merrick Henry.
Outstanding. Thanks for having me today, everyone. I ain't the same person I used to be. After what I've been through, what you did to me, I'm finally seeing the light, gotta get it right. If I'm near you again, I'll know that I survived. You put me through hell, no need to relive the tale. Taking back my life, moving on to set sail. Heading out to make it on my own. Now I'm gonna find a new home. And there's nothing left to say. I'm gonna make a change. Get out of the mold, out of the fold, be more bold, you know. And this metamorphosis is pulling me to bliss. I'm shedding my own skin. I'm shedding my own. Shedding, 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 shedding. Like a butterfly or a rattlesnake, you know I'll be coming out of the gate. Just shedding, shedding, shedding. Shedding, shedding, shedding. It would be my worst mistake to ever wait to become somebody great. They say the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and you know I'll be dancing through the rest. Dreaming of some brand new scheme, make way for the kings and queens. Come after the glow up, come and take a close up. This beat is heating up, and there's nothing left to say. I'm gonna make a change. Get out of the mold, out of the fold, be more bold, you know. And this metamorphosis is pulling me to place. I'm shedding my own skin. I'm shedding my own. Shedding, shedding, shedding. Like a butterfly or a rattlesnake, you know I'll be coming out of the gate. Just shedding, shedding, shedding. Shedding, shedding, shedding. It would be my worst mistake to ever wait to become somebody great. I know you feel it too. Every day, every day. So allow us to show you how to break out of your mental cage. I know you feel it too. Every day, every day, every day. So allow us to show you how to break out of your mental cage. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Like a butterfly or a rattlesnake, you know I'll be coming out of the gate. Oh, ooh, yeah, ooh, yeah. It would be your worst mistake to ever wait to become somebody great.
Hey Fitchburg, are you excited for Halloween? I know I am. Come on down to Main Street and trick or treat on Main Street on the 29th from 12 to 2 p.m. You can see all the businesses downtown participating at In Town Fitchburg. You can check out our social media bios or our website to see everyone who's coming downtown. Hey Louisa!
Hey!
Do you want to trick or treat with me?
Of course I'll be here.
We can see you in town.
Excellent opening move. We played this
opening lines for the Bishop and the
many,
Queen.
many times. 10-year-old Alice Lee. Let's see a photo of Alice Lee.
So she plays H3,
Okay.
and we were thinking that mainly it's to make Luft, they call it,
Luft.
German for air.
At the age of 8, he was also able to play blindfold, but most of his exhibitions were where he had sight of the board. And he usually played between 15 and 20 players. Yes, I think taking with the Queen. How did Carissa respond to Bishop C4?
She plays Knight F6, attacking the pawn, Jennifer's pawn.
Hi, welcome back to Discussing Fitchburg Now. That was Merrick Henry, who I have here now. Thank you, Merrick, for performing for us.
Thank you so much for having me on, Sam.
And was that song was Metamorphosis?
That was off of my recent recollection album that I just put out back in May, Merrick Henry, The Collection Volume 1, which is available on all music streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you get your music. And the point of that album was to bring together the various music singles that I've had throughout the last couple of years with various artists in the area, ones that we've worked with at Zendon and Comedy Professional.
No.
Want to start it over?
No, keep going.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
this on?
Great.
I think it's on.
Did you get
I
it?
need to adjust something, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I have a green light on.
Live TV. So Metamorphosis is on the new album.
Yes, that is correct.
That's coming out.
That's already out.
Oh, it's already
It's
out.
already out. We released it back in May, but we're putting out a new music video.
Very low.
Oh, there's a new music video.
Can't get back on my pocket.
So when's the music video coming
The
out?
music video comes out Friday, October 28th,
Ooh, Friday,
They should just
October,
start
right
over.
before Halloween.
right before Halloween. Do that.
And that comes out on the YouTube?
That'll be out on YouTube, yes. That'll feature not just me, but also. Oh, perfect. Hi. Hope everyone can hear me a little better now. Sorry about that, folks. So yeah, the song Metamorphosis that I just performed a few moments ago, that is going to be the next music video that comes out on October 28th. It's going to feature not just me, but also Sydney Lipset. The song actually is a duet on the album. And that song specifically was part of a separate album release that we put out last August in 2021. And it was nice to come back to this song and a few of the other singles that I've worked on within the last few years. And kind of remix them and kind of master them to make them just a little bit stronger than how they originally sounded when they came out. So that was the whole point of the album, was just to collect everything that's been spread out across SoundClouds and YouTubes through various artists, and put it in one collection.
So it's like a greatest hits.
Pretty much, yeah. Greatest hits of songs that people probably haven't heard yet, you know?
And when you say remastered, so is it like new equipment or?
Yeah, better sound quality. Some of the vocals are cleaned up, less scratchiness. It makes it just a cleaner product, something closer to what you would hear as a standard song anywhere else on the radio or around the world.
And so the song Metamorphosis comes out Friday, October 28th.
That is correct, yep.
On YouTube, and we can go to Merrick Henry's YouTube, which we can put right here on the screen. Magically, here it is, youtube.com/Merrick Henry. And you can go right to Merrick Henry's YouTube. You can subscribe, and it'll probably give you a notification for when the song goes live.
Absolutely. It'll give you notification when the video goes live. You can also see some of the other great content that I've got on there, other various music videos, and kind of TikTok-esque videos that are on my YouTube, since YouTube has started to shift heavily into not just the long-form content that you've generally seen from YouTube, but also YouTube Shorts, which is almost the equivalent of TikTok as a whole.
How long's the YouTube short?
So far, it's up to a minute, but I'm sure that it's going to extend out to at least 3 minutes, kind of similar to how TikTok has been, or maybe even eventually 10 minutes. YouTube is always looking to improve on their platform in the same way that TikTok has been. So as of right now, it's a minute, but I'm sure it's going to expand as YouTube Shorts, that side of YouTube, grows.
So why did you choose Metamorphosis song to kind of remaster and put this video together?
I kind of had made a promise to my friend Sydney, the other artist who's duetting on the song. She didn't have any video footage. for herself as an artist. She's incredibly talented, great with an acoustic guitar, great strong vocals. I actually met her through theater at Fitchburg State years ago when we did Into the Woods together. And when she reached out to me last summer, she was looking for an internship as she was approaching graduation. And I knew of a place to go, and she could come right to our studio and intern with us and work with us, not just on the musical products that we had coming out, but also her musical products too. But the biggest thing that she didn't have was video footage. So after a year of working on various other projects herself and myself, I just wanted to go back on, I wanted to come back to the promise that I made to her, where we are going to give you video footage so that you can promote yourself as the artist that I see you as, and I want everyone else to see as well. So that's why I wanted to come back to remaster this song. That's why I wanted to help put together this video ultimately for her. I have a decent video pool that I've created within the last couple years, but Sydney didn't have anything yet, and I wanted to make sure that she at least had something that she could take with her as a nice wrap-up gift after all of the hard work that she put into the studio for us for the past year.
So does Sydney have all kinds of costumes and like you have? You have because you have amazing costumes.
Her hair is always on point. She loves sparkles. I love sparkles too. I love flashy clothing. Her heel game is pretty on point, as much as yours is today, Sam. But yeah, she's a fashionista as much as I am in a lot of ways.
Fantastic. So that is Metamorphosis and Merrick Henry's YouTube. And you're also here to promote on the Monday, which is Halloween.
You betcha.
You're doing a live Halloween concert. You did a live Halloween concert before.
Yes. Oh my goodness, look how scary that man is.
You look like Frankenstein.
This might be too scary for the show. I might have to go. I can't imagine.
Can we put this up on the big screen, please? So the Merrick Henry, it's on a Monday.
Absolutely.
Halloween concert. This goes live on YouTube. What time does the concert go live?
That'll go on 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my YouTube channel. This is actually the third Halloween concert that we've been able to put together.
Third?
Yes. And we're changing things up a little bit. Some of the images that you've seen up on the TV, that has been from our green screen stage in our studio at Young Coffee Productions, just right along Main Street here in downtown Fitchburg. And this year, I wanted to mix it up and do something a bit more practical. So we recently, within the last year, also opened up our black box theater within the studio. And the point of that is we can do more practical effects of sorts. We can have more physical fog across our stage. We can have physical lights behind me as opposed to just digital green screen things that, while will go out to the audience okay, I wouldn't actually see anything because it's just a giant block of green that I'm standing on. In this case, I wanted to be able to kind of feel a bit more out of my performance, just as an experiment, just to kind of see what emotional pull I can get from my Halloween performance this year. So it's the third one that we've done. It's going to feature definitely some classic Halloween hits. There's certainly going to be a thriller in there.
Thriller.
It's me. It's Merrick Henry. I'm an MJ kid. That's just who I am. It's going to feature the song that you just heard, Metamorphosis, as well. And there's going to be a few more special surprises in there, too. Some songs that mean a lot to me, some songs that are kind of spooky-esque for this time of year. And yeah, I'm really excited that I get to do this for another time. The fact that we've had a following and an audience come in and want to support what we're doing at the studio and support me as well. And people love our Halloween show. People have been beginning to love our Halloween show. So I'm happy to bring it back.
The third year that keep coming back. And again, we can go to the YouTube address that can magically be there. It is the youtube.com/Merrick Henry. And if you hit subscribe and maybe the bell notification, I don't really know exactly how YouTube works, but you'll get a notification that says, "Ooh, Merrick Henry is going live at this time."
Absolutely. Yep. 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Halloween night.
On Halloween night.
And I mostly just wanted to do it because there are many who aren't able to do as much. Obviously, Halloween weekend is going to be busy for a lot of people, but the physical night of Halloween, aside from trick-or-treating, it's on a Monday. And sometimes a lot of people have work the next morning, obviously. So this is just for those that maybe don't have anything else too dramatic going on. This could be a good alternative just to celebrate on Halloween and do something a little special.
Yeah, if Halloween is on a Saturday night, we're having a party.
It's absolutely.
We're partying. But on a Monday night, we're probably kicking back.
Hence why
we're probably watching the Halloween concert. So now, this is a live concert?
Yes, it is. Live stream. Everything that you will be seeing, kind of similar to how this show has gone today. Everything that you'll be seeing on that show,
live.
Everything will be live. So if something goes horribly wrong, Good luck. But that's the fun. That's the excitement of it. That gives me as much energy as hopefully those that are watching, because you don't 100% know what's going to happen. I don't 100% know what's going to happen. Even after weeks of rehearsal and prep and curating the music and figuring out what my costumes are going to be and figuring out what my set design is going to look like. I could prep as much as I can, but you still don't know what's going to happen all the way through.
That perfectly segues into my question of how do you prepare for this live show? So it takes you weeks to design kind of your show, figure out the format, what songs, what costumes.
Absolutely. So luckily, I've been doing this for a good enough while now where I have a good enough song pool of original songs and cover songs, so I can kind of pick and choose what from my list works best for a given show. But I also try to add in a couple of new things to the show, and that's typically where the more extensive part of my preparation comes in, because I want to always try to add something new with each and every show that I do.
Like a fog machine?
Like a fog machine. But even musically, too, that takes a bit of time. Something that's part of my artistry that I'm really proud of is I've incorporated song mashups as part of what I do, where I take two separate songs completely unrelated to each other by totally separate artists, and we mash them together to create a brand new product. One of my favorite ones that I did within the last couple of years, we took the music of Dua Lipa and Miley Cyrus. The song was Prisoner, and we mashed that together with Queen and David Bowie's Under Pressure. And we put that together, and I actually was so lucky to get Will Darkangelo of the Fitchburg community. I got him to be a part of the project too. So it was a duet of two separate duets. So it was kind of like 6 people almost all working on the song at the same time. So that was a really special one that we got to do.
So did he sing too?
Yep, he did. He did, and that video is also on my YouTube as well, and I'm really proud of how that came out. Pressure Prisoner.
Pressure Prisoner.
Sometimes the alliteration just works. And in this case, I wanted to add in another unique mashup. So I won't say specifically what the mashup is because I want those to tune in to be surprised. But I will say it will feature the music of the Backstreet Boys and the Spice Girls.
Ooh.
And we're going to make something really unique and special with that. So definitely tune in to see what... Trademark, copyright it. Let's go get the papers. That's great.
And this will be on the Halloween concert.
Yep.
The live Merrick Henry Halloween concert. Now, how long is your concert?
Typically about an hour. I like to kind of cruise through, especially as I've gotten more comfortable with live performance again, just in this kind of post-ish COVID world. I like just going with kind of not as many breaks as maybe some other artists do. Some artists love to discuss really some of the lyrical meaning behind most of their songs, and that is certainly great. And sometimes there are times where I do want to learn more about the songs. But for me as a performer, from watching my heroes, Michael Jackson and Prince and Justin Timberlake, those are typically artists that just go kind of as almost like this nonstop barrage of music. And that's kind of become my style too. So as a result of that, usually I get done with things within about an hour. I would say maybe a little over if I'm having a really good time talking to those that are in the chat. So definitely if you're in the chat the day of the show,
the YouTube chat.
Yeah, feel free to hit me up and say hi. Let me know that you're here.
So now you work with Young Coffee. You mentioned is Young Coffee helping with the production of this concert, or who is your production team?
Well, in this particular case, I would never actually want to force people to work on a holiday. That seems a little criminal in my mind. In this particular show, I have set it up where I will be basically doing all of the tech and everything myself. There are plenty of other opportunities where I'm able to work with Yo Daddy Doe and Showtime of Young Coffee Productions, where we're able to collaborate on various things, very similar to the River City Rhythm and Rock Festival that we just had at Riverfront Park last month.
Which was fantastic.
It was such a great time. So fortunate to just be part of a great team to put that together. There are plenty of other opportunities for us to work together on these big projects. In this case, they've done so much this past year. I didn't want to have them feel obligated to do one of these things. And I've built up enough experience where I think I can pull this off pretty in a pretty strong fashion.
Like Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
He does that, right? Didn't he do
He certainly does.
Everything for his album? The Foo Fighters?
The Foo Fighters, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and so this is another one of those shows where, in this case, I will be doing everything myself. There will be plenty of time and opportunity to have, productions with multiple people. But in this particular case, I also kind of just wanted to challenge myself just to see how far can I push this by myself on a holiday when people will have a bunch of other things going on, most likely to some degree. How far can we push myself, and how many will tune in as a result?
Yeah, and for the people that their kids have aged out of trick-or-treating, or trick-or-treating's not cool anymore, which is probably what my kid's going to say.
Trick-or-treating is always cool. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I would if I could. I probably can, but...
You probably could.
Yeah, I probably
What
could.
are they going to say? What are people going to say? No?
What's going to stop me? Candy? Come on.
Well, the great thing about having kids and trick-or-treating is, you know, when they go to sleep.
The party begins. Reese's, baby.
Those are mine. So we have the Halloween, the annual Halloween concert, and the new Metamorphosis video. What's up next in the realm of the Merrick Henry musical showcase?
You know, it's funny. Well, it's funny that you mentioned the word showcase too. So I will be taking a small hiatus break after the Halloween concert is done. Month of November and December, I'm going to be working. And what I'm working towards is I actually have the opportunity to perform in a talent showcase out west in LA.
Ooh.
And I've never been out to LA. So I'm really excited, one, to go
Is
to
that
see
like
the
an
place.
American Idol thing?
Sort of, yeah. I'll be performing in front of casting agencies and talent scouts out there, and I'll have my headshots done, and I'll have my vocal material prepared, my dance material prepared, my monologue material prepared, and I'll also be performing in kind of a TV commercial portion of the showcase, basically so that these casting agents can have an idea of how I like to think well-rounded of a performer I am. And I'm so excited to be going out to LA for the first time, but really, I'm really excited to go out to be a part of this work opportunity. Because I really wouldn't have cared to necessarily go for a vacation. That's not necessarily me. I enjoy the work. I enjoy the process of creating the work. So to be able to go out to some place that I've always wanted to see and experience.
Like
and
a hybrid vacation.
Very hybrid vacation. Luckily, I will take a week after said showcase is done to actually enjoy LA, because I'm out there. I should enjoy it. But I'll basically be in a hotel for 6 days, and I'll be going to sleep, going down the elevator, and going right into the hall, basically going straight to work. And that really excites me because, like I said, I enjoy the process of rehearsal and prep going into a performance. And it just feels like the right kind of opportunity. I feel like I'm ready for this kind of opportunity.
Sounds like an amazing opportunity.
It feels like, randomly enough, I saw the auditions for this kind of showcase. It was on Facebook. And I figured I have enough time to make a gamble. Why not? This was way back in January of this year.
Ooh, you had to sign up like 11 months in advance.
Basically, yeah. They saw me at the showcase, or sorry, the auditions for the showcase. They saw me there, and they really liked my vibe. They thought that I was considered a triple threat within the industry. I've always felt that I was capable of that. A good actor, good singer, good dancer. I'm not necessarily perfect at any of the three, but I live in this like trifecta of like I could do 75% of anything at any given moment.
A little bit good at a lot of things.
Yeah, very Madonna, I guess, for lack of better artistic terms. And they saw me. They liked what I was about. They were really pushing the showcase that they had going on in Orlando for July, this past July. And I kind of just knew that that's not necessarily my personal vibe. What I really would have wanted was something more west. And then they mentioned to me afterwards that they have an LA showcase in December at the end of the year. And I thought, well,
that's the one.
If that doesn't scream writing on the wall, I don't know what does.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to be a part of it and really kind of test myself out there in a totally different environment that I've never been familiarized with. So I'm really excited.
So after you go there and you do your things, are there going to be able to be things that you can share around that your home team in Fitchburg can support you?
Yeah, I certainly think so. I've looked into some other people that have participated in the showcase, and they've been able to show kind of what goes on at the awards ceremony and kind of what is shown like on probably the big TV screen, so that everyone in the audience can see what's going on this giant stage in front of these casting agencies and talent scouts. So I think we'll be able to scoop some things.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, I think we'll be able to scoop some stuff. If I couldn't make any form of content out of it, that would probably be such
you'll be able
such a wash.
To videotape behind the scenes and then when you come back, you can kind of give a documentary of your
I think
experience.
I'll be able to sneak some stuff through. Yeah,
that would be cool. Nice. All right, awesome. Well, congratulations. That's going to be great. We'll be rooting for you here.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate you.
Okay, and in the last few minutes we got, is there anything else you want to add?
Yeah, well, I'll just add that leading into this showcase that I'm going to, this feels kind of like a culmination of all the prep work that I've done since really the start of COVID. I was offered the opportunity to come on as part of the studio that eventually became Young Coffee Productions and help build this up by bringing in new equipment and helping bring in new artists that had never really performed in front of a live audience before, and we've been able to give them that training. But also, too, it's been a place where I've been able to artistically stretch myself and just get better post-college. I graduated from Fitchburg State in 2018, and maybe a year I was kind of in limbo of trying to figure out what my next move was, and then COVID hit, and it pushed me into a position where I knew that I needed to be doing more with myself. Not obviously we couldn't do anything out in the world of audience, in real audience, but still digitally. We were able to make stuff happen. And this just feels like a culmination of hard work that I put in for myself, but also to the support of the community of Fitchburg. This kind of feels like, in some ways, not to over dramatize, but I do kind of feel like I have Fitchburg a little on my shoulders here going out to LA. And that's what I've always wanted. I've always wanted to represent Fitchburg to the best of my ability anywhere I go. And now that I'm able to kind of take this out west for this kind of opportunity to say, hey, you're from Fitchburg, you can do this too. That makes me really happy, because that's all I wanted someone to tell me all my life, and I want to be able to tell that to anyone here in Fitchburg of any age.
I love it. You're a great role model, and anyone, can be an ambassador, of the place they're from. You can be a Fitchburg ambassador by leaving Fitchburg and just promoting amazing things that we're doing here and promoting yourself as an amazing representation of our community.
And that's exactly it. We're doing amazing things here.
Yeah.
And we want the world to know about it.
We want to share it with the world, and
We're not just the second hilliest city in the country. We offer so much more than hills.
Darn tootin'. And you can do that by watching Merrick Henry's Halloween YouTube special.
Oh, it's on a Monday.
On a Monday at 6:30 p.m. Can we put this up on the big screen just one more time? The Merrick Henry, it's on a Monday, Halloween concert that starts live at 6:30 p.m. Lasts about an hour, and it's all going to be live, so you'll be able to watch and see everything that happens there.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen, just like here on FATV. All right.
Another day at the office.
Thank you, Merrick.
Thank you, Sam.
All right, and thank you for watching. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to be talking about Breakfast for the Bands 2022 with Fitchburg High Principal Tonya Jarrett and the Rotary Club of Fitchburg's President Alexander Vera. So.
Parents built a house in North Leominster, but my father always worked at Fitchburg Savings Bank, so our life was really Fitchburg.
You see all ages, you see the kids there, parents bringing their kids, teaching them what it's all about.
He's a board member, he has real power, so I was lucky enough.
Guy. Stay there.
Beard's gotten longer. The best beard in Fitchburg.
Yep. In doing the research for the building was old street maps of the city, talking over 100 years old.
Welcome back to Discussing Fitchburg Now. I'm your host, Sam Squalia, and we are talking about the Breakfast for the Bands, the big fundraiser every single year.
That's correct.
That the Leominster and Fitchburg Rotary clubs both combine their forces for good to raise money for our bands, right? And so we have the Rotary Club of Fitchburg president, Alexander Vera, and we have Fitchburg High School's principal, Tonya Jarrett. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us, Sam.
All right, so the Breakfast for the Bands is this year at Leominster High School.
Correct.
Right, because every year we switch between the cafeteria in Fitchburg to the cafeteria in Leominster.
That's correct, yes. So it used to be wherever the Breakfast for the Bands was, the home game was at the opposite school. So now because of the pandemic, it's at the same school going forward.
Going forward?
Yep.
Unless it's some
That's
sort
going
of
to be a new tradition.
Yep,
new tradition.
So the game's at Leominster and the breakfast is in Leominster this year.
Right, that's correct.
That works.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Makes it a little more cohesive.
Yeah, so the Breakfast for the Bands has been, this is the 26th year that the Rotary clubs have combined forces to raise money for the bands, right?
That's correct, yeah. So it's the 26th annual, and it's really an exciting time because, you know, that morning to see the Fitchburg High School bands and the Leominster High School bands coming together, even the football players for both teams are there helping out, serving breakfast, cleaning dishes, and, you know, volunteering their time. And it really, you know, brings that sense of pride to the Twin Cities, you know, not just Fitchburg against Leominster, how, you know, the rivalry's always been for years. So it's really, you know, inspiring to see that.
It's a rivalry, but a friendly rivalry, because where would we be without friendly rivalries working to make each other better?
Right.
Yeah. So this year it's at Leominster High School, and the date, do we have the flyer? Did you bring it out here?
We didn't bring it
No,
out.
we didn't bring it out here.
It's November
It's okay.
20th.
Yeah, it's Sunday, November 20th.
It's 8 to 11.
8 a.m. or
That's
8:30?
correct. 8:30 a.m. to 11.
Is it 8:30?
Is it 8:30? It's between there. Just come early. It's okay.
Yes. Well, there's a Facebook event.
That's correct. Yeah.
For the Breakfast for the Bands. So Sunday, November 20th, 2022. If you look up the Breakfast for the Bands on Facebook under the Rotary Club of Fitchburg.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I was
the
right.
flyer.
8 to 11. I tried
see?
to look.
That's why you're the Fitchburg High School principal.
Hold that up at the camera. Let's see if, there we go. Hold it to that camera. Can you see that? So Sunday, November 20th, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., you were right, at Leominster High School, which is at 122 Granite Street. And so it's $8 for breakfast.
That's correct.
And but kids are free.
Yes.
That's correct, yes.
8 and under.
And there's all kinds of raffles that we can
Lots
donate
of
to and
raffles,
win.
Yeah, a lot of raffles. That's primarily where, you know, all the fundraising is in the raffle items. There's, you know, game baskets and different theme baskets that are raffled off. There's a bicycle that's always raffled off. That's a tradition. Last year we had the Fitchburg and Leominster High School chairs.
Oh, we had these
those
chairs.
were hot commodities
Yes.
at Fitchburg High.
I really
hoping-
wanted to win. I can't believe I did not win
Yeah,
one.
it was actually a Fitchburg High School teacher that won the Fitchburg High School chair.
Yeah?
So.
Does she have it in her office now?
She does. It's Miss
Good.
Delia. She's the guidance counselor.
Yep.
She tried to give it to me, and I'm like, no, you want it. You keep it.
You know, I said I put in 2 tickets because I wanted to win the Fitchburg chair and the Leominster chair, so I could put my feet up on the Leominster chair. Like that was my goal, but I can't believe I didn't.
You heard it here first.
But there's all kinds of great raffles
Absolutely.
that you know, all the money goes to the bands. That goes
Correct.
to support the bands because their costumes are very fancy and expensive. And I mean, you get a tuba Leominster High has 2 tubas. I don't know how much a tuba costs, but I bet it's a lot of money.
Yeah, and so last year was our great, you know, even though the attendance was low last year, we raised a record amount of money. We were able to donate $7,500 to both the Fitchburg and Leominster High School bands.
So we raised $15,000.
Correct. Yes.
That's great.
Yep. And so total over the past 26 years, it's been $110,000 for each school.
110,000 each school,
That's
so
correct.
$220,000 total.
Correct. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's
not
definitely a very
bad.
important fundraiser that we do because the school the music departments really need it.
And the Fitchburg High or Leominster High, both football teams come to support because the bands always are supporting at the football games. I was at the Fitchburg High football game a couple weekends ago, and it was awesome.
Nice.
We won at homecoming. That was a good
We won at
game.
homecoming. It was an amazing game, and the band was on point.
Yep.
The band in Fitchburg this year, they've got like a guitar with like a big speaker.
Oh, yeah.
And they're playing Metallica.
Oh yeah, we shot a promo video and it was awesome.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. So we get some of that during the breakfast for the bands as well.
Correct.
We get serenaded by the bands, right?
That's correct. Yep. And so I don't know if there's a specific order, but I think that it's opposite. So if it's hosted at Leominster High, I believe that Fitchburg High goes first.
Nice.
And then opposite. I believe so. Don't hold me to that.
But either way, the
They both
bands,
play.
Leominster High band will play, then Fitchburg, then they take a little break, then Fitchburg High band plays, and they kind of trade off and on during the course of the breakfast.
Right. Absolutely.
So it's a breakfast for the bands, but it's kind of also a battle of the bands.
I mean, we don't like to publicize that because it's more a breakfast for the bands. But
I'm
it's
putting
awesome.
I'm putting words in the mouth. I'm characterizing it like that.
Hey, is it the truth?
So if we could just throw up a couple of these images up on the main screen here, please. So all of these images I pulled from the Facebook, and they are of the breakfast at Leominster High, so you can get a feeling for what it's really going to look like. Well, I guess this one's at Fitchburg. Here's like an example of a breakfast that you get. There's all kinds of food.
Oh, yeah, all
really,
kinds of
there's
food.
bacon
Yep.
and home fries, and there's
Pancakes
cornbread,
and-
pancakes, French
yep,
toast,
French
there's
toast.
eggs, there's there's fruits,
Right,
there's
absolutely.
coffee, there's juices.
Yep. And so one thing that's going to be a little different this year is, so Rotary, we realize the environment, we need to protect the environment. And so instead of handing out bottles of water, we're going to have two water stations so that people can fill up their water there. Hopefully, we'll be able to get compostable cups and compostable plasticware as well. So that way, it's lessening our, the effect on, the landfills, because right now, as you know, everything is going into the landfills and being dumped. And so it's really important that
It's a real problem, Alex. I agree.
It's really important that we actually, do the right thing while trying to do the right thing.
And so here's a picture up on the screen of all the people that are serving the food. And the people that serve the food, they're football players, they're Rotarians,
Correct.
they're school administrators and teachers. Right? Can you talk a little bit about the volunteer effort
And
that
the
it takes?
superintendent is in that
we
picture
got
right there.
Superintendent Jogala.
Yep.
Can we talk?
I'm right there too.
Yeah, there you are. Can you talk a little bit about the volunteer efforts that it takes to put this event together?
Well, I'll start out by saying, so the Rotarians is, it's a big force. But we couldn't do it without these schools, and I think that's, the really important thing is that we've partnered, it is a Rotary event, but we are partnering with the schools to make this happen. So, for example, at Fitchburg High School, last year, they really, they completely, the kitchen staff were, they were completely paid for, through the school system. So, it's not like we have to go out and, hire these people. So it's, it's a real big effort between both the Rotarians and the schools. And then you have the administrators, the teachers, and, so it is really important. And then, like I said earlier, the students as well. And, their faces glow, and they're so excited, selling tickets and also going around serving breakfast. And, some of them complain because they have to wash dishes, but they get it done. Absolutely.
And so, Tonya, the impact of, you know, the donations to the Fitchburg High Band. Can you talk a little bit about like the needs of the band and, you know, how these fundraisers help offset it, and maybe what else we could do? What else would be the goal in the future, I guess?
I think it's really important, kind of what you mentioned before, new instruments, right? Like the use over time and the wear that they encounter, we need to replace those things. Uniforms as well, right? And as our band grows and expands, like you said, we have that electric guitar now. If we want to add new instruments, it's investing in new things and trying new things. So I think it's important that we have the funds to be able to do that. If they want to travel to go to different competitions, it's providing some of that opportunity as well.
Oh, like the bus, you know, like at the Westboro football game, I think they had a band.
They did, and they went back and forth between the two sides of the field, which is nice.
And I was like, ooh, because a couple of the other, you know, the Leominster High Band I've seen there, but some of the other teams, maybe their band doesn't come.
Right.
So, you know, but I was, you know, the cost for the bus.
Right,
the
to
cost,
travel.
You know, the cost to travel, that sounds really expensive.
Yeah, as well as traveling for competitions. So if
there's band competitions?
Yes, so they can travel to those different locations. I remember I was talking to our band director and I said, I remember one of my highlights of being in school, I was in the marching band, we got to travel to Canada and we got to compete against other people there. So having that experience too, where our students maybe have never been out of the city or out of the country, to be able to go and compete against, you know, other musicians is a great opportunity. So some of that money could fund that as well.
That sounds really expensive. A trip to Canada.
So we need more money then.
So we need you to come to the Breakfast for the Band. So let's talk about again what the date is. In case you just tuned in, we're talking about the Breakfast for the Bands 2022, which is Sunday, November 20th at Leominster High School this year from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. You can buy tickets there, but you can also buy tickets where else can you buy tickets?
So there's a QR code on the poster that is going around, so you can buy tickets through the QR code.
We'll share that on the Facebook and on the Rotary Club Facebook pages and all of that.
And then there's Rotarians will have the tickets as well to sell to anyone who wants to buy tickets. But I think the best thing is, I mean, you don't have to buy a ticket in advance. You can show up at the door. We have plenty of food to go around. So, and then even if we run out, like we ran out of bacon last year, I had to run and go buy 30 pounds more bacon. So, you know, so we'll have plenty of food for everyone. Absolutely.
And we're preparing this year with extra bacon.
Right, absolutely. Yep. So, but another important thing for anyone out there, if you are an owner of a restaurant or even a business and you want to provide sponsorships, we do have placemats that go.
Well, we got the picture here up on the screen.
Right, and these placemats here, they have, you know, they list all the sponsors, and so there are different, you know, sponsor categories, and so we will have 4 spots for QR codes. That's a $500 spot, but at that QR code will
take you right to the business.
We'll take you right to the business website or business video, whatever you decide. But I think that's where a lot of the fundraising, like I said earlier, it gets done through the sponsorships and through the raffles. And if you have anything you want to donate to raffle, you know, please feel free to contact either Sam or you can contact myself. Look us up on Facebook at the Rotary Club of Fitchburg.
Rotary Club of Fitchburg.
Correct.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I can tell you from personal experience, when you're sitting there with your breakfast, you're looking at the placemat. Like they're like, oh, look at all this stuff. Oh, what's that over there? Oh, this person donated. Oh, I love these guys. Like you're kind of engaged with it. And I love how the placemats, they're like blue and red and blue and red, blue and red.
Yeah,
it
is.
Even.
It's a nice touch.
Yeah, it really
Absolutely.
is. I like it.
Yeah, and I believe it's about $20 for a whole sheet of raffle tickets as well. So, you know, you really have a good opportunity to get a lot of good stuff at the event.
There's always lots of varied good little raffles too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel I'm very lucky. You know.
If you have a vacation spot somewhere and you want to donate a weekend trip, you know, that we would love that as well. Absolutely.
That's a good plug. Yeah. And so this is, you can see it right there on the screen, Sunday, November 20th, and it's at Leominster High School this year. So that means in 2023, it'll be back in Fitchburg.
That's
Yes.
correct.
I like it. And this year, the Thanksgiving football, so this is right kind of preceding the big Turkey Day rivalry game, which is, I don't know, 119
One of the
years?
oldest rivalries in like the United
One of the
States.
oldest rivalries.
It's
That is
Fitchburg and
cool.
Leominster.
Oh, that is cool. So Fitchburg High, you're going to win this year, right?
In Doyle Field. I mean, Leominster did pretty good when we faced them on the opening day. They did pretty good, but you should have seen that Westboro game, all right? So we're looking pretty good. We got Bolak. All right, he's running it.
Nice.
We're looking real good.
Yeah.
And so that game is 10 a.m. right at Leominster Doyle Field on Thanksgiving Day, and that's always a good time. I think Fitchburg Access Television comes down to Doyle Field, and they put on the great
Yep.
game. Oh yeah, I'm getting the yes from the control room. Fitchburg does an amazing job of doing the production.
Oh, absolutely,
Fitchburg
always.
Access Television does an amazing job of doing the production for the high school football games. It's like an NFL game.
Right,
You know?
absolutely.
It's great, and when you're there in person, we can
Yep.
yell. We get our cowbells.
Yep.
The red cowbells.
Oh, you have red cowbells?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
You want to
okay.
sit next to us? I'll bring
I've
extra.
seen your fence.
Yeah. And we got the D, the fence. It needs a little paint job, but
Okay.
Get it ready for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we got to get it ready. It's true. So then we got breakfast for the bands Sunday, November 20th. We got the big Turkey Day football game. Maybe do we want to talk a little bit about the Rotary clubs that put this on and kind of why they got this started? I mean, I know
absolutely.
it was 26 years ago, so a little before your time.
So from what I've been hearing, and so actually Ann Brisby from FATV here, her father was the president of the Leominster Rotary Club back 26 years ago, and there was other people involved, and so I guess it happened with a Prop 2.5. And the music programs from the schools were being cut, their funding. So the Leominster High School, the Rotary Club of Leominster, Rotary Club of Fitchburg got together and was like, this is an issue, how could we, solve it? And I think that this type of event was going on somewhere else. And actually, Linda Largy, one of our Rotarian, she actually brought that idea from one of the trainings that we do in the area. And so she brought that idea, and they started doing it. I don't know where. I think it started. I don't know where it started. It didn't start. They didn't serve the breakfast out of the high schools until years later. I think it started somewhere else. I'm not sure.
I know
exactly
some people
sure.
watching it, they're like, good start. They know exactly
They know
where it
yeah.
started.
So,
They're like, you whippersnappers don't remember.
Right. So, but it's really cool. It just shows the power of, when people coming together for a common good, what can be done? I don't know where our music programs would be without, the help of the Rotary clubs, doing a project, an event like this, and I mean, there's a lot of things that there's a lot of behind the scenes planning that is involved, and it's really fun to see everything coming together. And there's a lot of, we can't thank enough our community sponsors and all the businesses that donate food and they donate money to really make this event happen.
And so this is all from volunteer efforts from the Fitchburg Rotary Club and the Leominster Rotary
Correct.
Club, and you can join. How do you join the Rotary?
Yeah, absolutely. So you could always visit online, just do a simple Google search for Leominster Rotary, Fitchburg, wherever you are in the world, and you just call up. There'll be contact information there. You can call up whoever the contact is and ask them when their meeting is and go and be a guest at their meetings. And then from there you just pretty much there's a simple application that just shows that asks your information, and you have to get voted in by the board. But the board really don't deny anyone unless you're a bad person. But so yeah, and you get involved that way.
Denied Rotary membership.
Yeah, no, and so the great thing is that Rotary International is 1.4 million members worldwide. We're in over 200 countries. We represent more countries than the United Nations represents.
Wow.
And we're the only non-government organization that has a seat at the United Nations.
So a lot of influence internationally
Correct.
and locally.
Correct, exactly. And another thing about Rotary is that, and the reason why I'm so passionate, is the fact that when we do events like this, we are actually, we have 4 stars on what's called Charity Navigator, which is the highest ranking that a nonprofit can get. And it means that 100% of the money that we raise goes to the charities or the organizations or the
causes.
The causes, exactly.
There's not bloated salaries that are sucking up a lot of the funds.
Right, exactly. And so we're boots on the ground people, and actually one of the only organizations that is dedicated to eradicating disease. So right now we have about 12. We have a goal of vaccinating 12 million kids in 2 countries for polio, because we're almost eradicated polio from the world.
That would be an amazing goal.
Absolutely.
Or amazing accomplishment, I guess.
Yep, $150 million is being donated by Rotary International.
Or has been donated or
every
is?
year.
Every year?
Yes, to eradicate polio. And the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has partnered with Rotary for many years now, and they match our funds 2 to 1.
Ooh.
Yep.
So like you raise 150 million, they give you 300 million?
That's correct.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Gates.
Absolutely. So we have a goal of by 2026 to eradicate polio from the world.
Not bad. 2026. That's only a few more. That'll go by like this. We'll be 2026. Let's see. 2022 Leominster, 2023 Fitchburg, 2024 Leominster, 2025 Fitchburg. It will be in Leominster again.
Right.
Yeah, we'll be back in Leominster then. We'll be back on the show. We'll be like, polio's eradicated.
Exactly. Hopefully.
Go Red Raiders!
Right.
And then just to transition to the Fitchburg High bands, right? The band program. You know, how accessible is it to kids? How many kids get involved in the band?
It's a great opportunity, and I think the program just in Fitchburg, that kids can be involved with music in the elementary and middle school, it's a nice transition up to the high school, so they're exposed. There's some connections with middle school coming up and connecting with the high schoolers. We'll bust them up during the school year. They'll be able to play together. So I think that's a nice pipeline to get kids hooked and involved in the band.
So in middle school, there's a band program too?
Yes.
When does that start in middle school?
So this year it's 6 through 8, right? Because of the redistricting.
Yeah.
Before it was 5th grade. So I know my kids have gone through it. They played violin in middle school and then transitioned up to the high school. So I think it's just a great opportunity to kind of do it for multiple years.
Ooh. And now, do the kids all pick one instrument, or do they play multiple instruments? Do you know?
I would say they probably tend to specialize over time in one, and find their niche. I think it's nice to maybe explore and see. You know, I think when I was in band, I tried 2 instruments and then ended up choosing one. But it's great for them to explore. Like, if they don't try it, they don't know what they're good at, what they like. Absolutely. We have a lot of drummers right now that are totally into it when we did the promo, right? Like, it was cool to see all the different instruments kind of coming together.
And it's a positive outlet, you know, and a creative one, to be able to, you know, just focus on music and, you know, and not focus on negative. I mean, I know personally, I just started learning how to play the piano just to, you know, de-stress. And
learn it. It's like learning a new language.
Right, absolutely.
And you know what I was really impressed with, you know, whenever I go to the games and I'm, you know, kind of hanging around the kids, they're always so supportive with one another.
They're like a family.
Yeah,
they
they're
really
always
are.
like supporting each other. I mean, I don't know. When I was in high school, it was like everyone was making fun of everyone. Everyone's insulting everyone. But it's like the vibe is
It's
totally
a really
different.
good culture. They spend so much time together. Even when we were there, they were coming at 4.
Right.
They probably stay after school, start at 4, and go to like 8, 8:30. I've left sometimes at 8 at night. They're out in the parking lot with the lights on, and they're practicing their moves and their music to get ready for the Thanksgiving Day game.
Yeah.
So they put a lot of time and effort, and they spend, whether it's traveling to like the band competitions or practicing, they're with each other probably more than they are with their families, right? Like for the hours that they're spending together, practicing in school, after school, at night. So it does give a really good culture in the group of like protecting each other, looking out for each other, caring about each other.
And that shows
so
a lot.
supportive.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is really nice.
Well, and it shows a lot, I think, to the administrators, teachers at the high school who, are allowing for this,
Kind of creating this culture.
They're creating that positive culture. So, my hat's off to you. And, I want to congratulate you on being the principal of Fitchburg High School, because you were my teacher way back when.
Former student.
And I know that you just have such a big heart and you really, truly care about
Was she in the
these kids.
discipline office?
No. Well, disciplining you in the classroom now. That's funny because you're proud of me and I'm proud of you. What you become and what
Full
you're
circle.
doing. See, so we're both proud of each other. This is awesome. A great opportunity that we can even reconnect through this event. Like through this is how we reconnected. If I didn't show up at the Rotary Club to be a part of this, I don't know if we would have been in contact with each other. So it's all worth it.
We're a community.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're a good, strong community here, Fitchburg, Leominster.
That's right.
I love us. All right, great. So, did we cover everything? Is there anything else we wanted to add?
I think we covered pretty much everything. Just make sure that you come over for for a great breakfast. Support both the Leominster and Fitchburg High School bands. I do have to say though too, Leominster actually they divide their check, and they also give it to the middle school.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so
because really you got to start them early.
Right. So I do have to say that the Leominster High School, it's not only the Leominster High School band that benefits from this, it's also the middle school as well.
Right.
It's actually Leominster High School band that ultimately benefits.
Right, of course.
They do.
Of course.
Because
But let's raise more money than we did last year.
Yes.
Last year was a record.
15,000 is the minimum.
Yep, exactly. So if you're listening to this right now and you really want to support both communities and support, this next generation of leaders and musicians, then please come over. Invite your family, maybe, buy a sponsorship package, whatever you can do.
Donate
to
for the
really
raffle.
support.
There's
Absolutely.
multiple ways to do. To give.
Can you hand me the flyer? We'll do one more. There we go. So here is the flyer for the breakfast for the bands. It's sponsored by the Rotary Club of Fitchburg and Leominster, and it's on Sunday, November 20th. 2022, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., and that's at Leominster High School. General admissions $8. Children 8 and under are free. You can purchase tickets right at the high schools, or you can purchase tickets right at the door too. And for sponsorship opportunities, you can go to the Fitchburg, the Rotary Club of Fitchburg Facebook page. There's an event. I think it's also going to be linked on the Leominster Rotary Club Facebook page, and you can find all the information there. So make sure to join us. I'll be there. We'll be eating some breakfast.
We'll be there.
Some coffee.
Also, there's a celebrity, so if you want Sam's autograph there, make sure you come and check it out.
I've only gotten a joke about my autograph. I've never actually signed anything. so if you want to make that joke, that'd be funny. But we will see you there, all right?
Thank you so much, Sam.
Thank you, Alex.
Thanks
and
for
thank
having
you,
us.
Tonya, for coming on. And thank you for all the work that you do to put this on together for our students.
Awesome. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
All right, and thank you for watching at home. I hope you've learned a little bit more about our community, and we'll see you at the next show. All right? Thank you.